Well, good evening, folks. Another episode of TNT Thursdays, and we've got some great guests backstage. We're just waiting for illustrious guest hosts who should be joining us shortly. But it's my beloved Moose. So we will ad lib and we will make sure that Moose is a part of the broadcast. Let me welcome Moose right now. There's Moose. How you doing, Moose? Everything good, buddy? How are the seas looking? Good, my friend. Yeah. One thing I will say, our good buddy Moose, as sexy as he is, he's going to be late to his own funeral, that boy. But anyway, we have some great guests backstage with Big Ugly Bruce Downs and, of course, our good friend Ron Colaresi from Toothy Critters. They're going to be talking about their products. And this is what we're trying to do, Moose, is we're trying to get some of our beloved and generous sponsors a little bit of their 15 minutes of fame to talk about themselves, talk about their product, and perhaps offer up a giveaway. And there is quite a little giveaway here from Ugly Boys Baits. But before we get to that, Moose, have you got anything to say, my friend? I thought not. All right, my friend. Well, we'll come back to you. You stay classy. And let's bring in our good friend, Ron Colaresi. There he is, Ron, all the way from Connecticut. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Scotty. As you can see behind me, I'm getting the boat ready. I got a week's trip up to Oneida Lake in New York. It's one of the top walleye fishing lakes in New York State. And oh man, I'll tell you what, with the year we had last year, I can't wait to get out and enjoy some time on the water with a couple friends. My friend, buddy LT, met up to Horwood Lake Lodge, is going to be up there with me. We're going to have a blast. Two old guys having a ball.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And I'll give you this opportunity to say hello to Moose. There's Moose. Say hello to Moose. There's Moose. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Moose is on the water with his beautiful Lund.
I see that.
Yeah, living life, I tell you. He's already losing weight. He's doing that pita a day kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, look at him in that picture, man. He's already losing weight.
Wow.
I tell you. It's something I might want to think about myself, but something that people might be thinking is, Ron, you have enjoyed fishing probably as long as anyone, including myself and
Yeah.
just about anybody who loves to fish. You have been doing it for a very long time, but you decided to take it one step further, and you got into the rod building. What made you decide that?
Well, when you retire, I'm a master carpenter, 50 years in the trade, Scotty. You're in the construction trade. You know very well what I'm talking about. I did that for 50 years, and finally I said, you know what? It's time to get out of this, and because our bodies we're just all worn out. So I was always looking for something. When you get older, you got to stay busy. You sit in a rocking chair, you're just going to pass on. You just, you can't do that. So you got to be kind of active. So I took, I got a hold of this company, which I still deal with, Mudhole out of Florida. They do classes throughout the country on how to tie and build rods. It's a 2-day class. So I said, I was tying rods, but I said, you know what? The class to learn how those professionals do that wouldn't hurt. And I'm working on my 4th year already, Scotty, and well over a couple hundred rods out in the world. And you know what? I don't consider it work, man. I really enjoy doing it and building something that someone wants. This is the rod I want, Ron. This is the color I want. This is what I want on it. I want to fish for this. It's got to be this weight, this color. And I truly enjoy it. Now, I'm proud to say I've got a bunch of them out there now, and I can build anyone anything they want.
Well, they're absolutely, and we have the real Moose with us. There's Moose.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Moose.
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I had to do this on my phone. Ron, how are you, buddy? It's been a long time.
I'm good, brother. It's been a while, eh?
It has been.
Wow.
It has been. You're getting younger, and you're getting younger over there in the U.S. Look at you. Where's the big beard?
I got a little bit there. I think it's
yeah. Your goatee was a little bit bigger last time I saw you.
It was. I took it off and then I started it up again. Something to do.
Oh.
You know, something
So
to
there's
do.
the wall. There's the walleye slayer behind you. You got it out on the water?
I'm going. I was just telling Scotty earlier before you came on that I'm headed up to Oneida Lake, one of our top walleye producing lakes in New York. I'm going to be up there for a week.
Nice.
Wish you guys could come over the border and join me, man. We'd have a ball. But I got to get out and do some fishing. Last year I missed out on like 5 trips. So
For sure.
I
For
gotta
sure. Well, if you fish for a living, you're allowed to cross the border. This I know from a few of my friends that are
Yeah,
currently down in the US.
I've seen that with the guys that cross over in the tournaments and stuff. I have witnessed that myself.
Yeah. Well,
Like on here, there we go.
There you go.
Little
So
bit.
this is going to work all night long, and we're going to be able to get through a lot of your products. So let's start with one of your typical rods, Ron, that you would normally be tying to get ready for walleye opener.
Yeah, walleye opener. You guys, we made you a bunch of rods in the past, Scotty.
Yep.
It was the same rod as this. This rod is a medium that's being built for Sally Mitchell up in Timmins. It's the same length. It's 6'6". It's a medium. The ones that we contributed to CFN were 6'6", but they were medium light. So this is one weight above what we did there. This rod is for 8 to 15 pound test, 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce jigs.
Right.
A jig rod, you can cast with it, but this one is built with the full handle on the bottom. It's not a split grip.
Right.
She wanted the that one, and it has purple guides. I think you can see them.
Yeah.
Purple guides with pink ties.
that looks sharp.
That's what she wanted. And this is the what they call the IM6 series rod. It's not as high a modulus rod as the MHX series, the one that you can just basically bend that sucker in half.
Which Richard didn't Richard do that the 1 year up in Horwood?
The stump up the Horwood Lake Lodge. This the rod's right here.
Yeah.
He had this rod right here. This got one of your favorite baits on it too, Scotty.
Nice. Paddle tail. Yeah, baby.
There it is.
I love it. I love it.
But he had this rod bent all the way down. It was about 1 foot from the bottom of the split grip. And I said, you know what? I just built it. I said, if it breaks, it's warranted. They'll give me another one. And he lifted that stump right out of the water. I'm like, oh, he couldn't. Like, wow. Talk about advertising a product.
He put it to the test. But Ron, one thing you taught me when it comes to building rods, everything is important, but the blank is almost key, correct?
Absolutely. This particular rod is an MHX series. It's a pro series. It's 56 million modulus. And when you get into modulus like the IM6 rod, the other rod is probably in the neighborhood of 35 million modulus to maybe 40 million modulus. But it's I don't know if you can see the end of this thing.
Yeah.
All in. Now this is one of my favorite.
Is that a fast tip or extra fast?
This is fast.
That's fast. Okay.
This is a fast tip. What happens when you get into the upper, let's say, echelon of the rods is when you go a little lesser modulus, the rod reacts a little faster. A higher modulus reacts a little less. Want an extra fast tip, you stick to like the IM6s or the IM7s. If you want, and it all depends on too. A lot of people will fish with fluorocarbon or mono, but if you're fishing with braid, you want a little give,
Right.
because braid does not give. So the tip of that higher modulus rod will give you a little more time when you're setting that hook, because otherwise, a lot of times, if you're that fast to react, you'll rip that jig right out of their mouth before they get a chance to chomp down on it.
Right.
On tap.
Makes sense. And the next thing that I love that's unique about your rods, of course, are the handles. You don't see handles like that very often, and you have two that you usually choose from. Explain those to us.
Yeah, this one is the Raptor handle. That's the
Cool.
Raptor handle. It's the only thing that I found that you usually got to use a little bit bigger reel, because this is like a size 18 handle. So it usually takes a bigger reel. And if you use a smaller reel on it, you have to shim underneath it so it doesn't move. But I mean, as far as grip and stuff like that with a split grip, this thing is incredible. And the other thing is, when you get a custom made rod, you don't find aluminum reels on rods that are in a store. They're all composite. Very rarely do you ever see an aluminum reel seat, which is very good. And the other one that I use, it's on. Well, maybe I can show you. I'll show you real quick.
I think he's got all of the stickers that you make, Moose, are on that boat.
That's right.
Yeah, every single one of them.
Oh, I'm telling you, they're here. And both sides.
And both sides.
Looks good, buddy.
This is you know what? They're working out well. They wintered well. I've been out in the boat and stuff. Nothing's come off. It's good.
That's good to know.
So like an X, they call this the X. This is gold. But it's aluminum seat. And I just think it makes a rod look much better. I believe it's much stronger than a composite seat. And it decorates the rod a little bit better. And this particular rod it's a 50-inch MHX ice rod blank that we're building for. Let me turn that light back on.
Light.
Light.
For Barry and Sally of let's see, what do they call themselves? The
Wolf Pack.
Riggs,
Yes.
and River Wolf of Back Road Adventures.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Oh yeah.
How long were you rehearsing that in front of the mirror?
I think I did pretty good. It's the first time
You did awesome, my friend. I wouldn't have been able to get that. That's why I called them the Wolf Pack. That's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I've got a question here from Jeanette.
Okay, Jeanette.
Ron.
Yep.
Jeanette wants to know, what's the difference between a split grip and a full grip? Is it a comfort thing?
All right. It's what you're comfortable with. This is a full grip, and this is a small full grip. This is only a 5-inch. Right here, this is only a 5-inch piece of cork. And that's the other thing about building custom rods. Most higher end rods that you buy in a store, they're not cork. This is all premium cork. I'm going to show you the difference. This is a full handle.
Here, give it to me. I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And this is a split grip handle. So you when you're talking about use of rod, the full handle gives you the longest use of a rod blank, and the split grip, you're losing about 6 inches, 6 inches in rod capability. But and the other thing is, where you grab your reel here, it gives you a little more balance.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest thing with the split grip is balance. You'll have a little bit more balance in your setup and your combo with the split grip. That, as Ron just says, you're going to get the absolute most out of your blank the further back your reel seat is. Absolutely.
Do you find that it hinders the sensitivity?
Oh, yeah.
I myself don't, because I don't normally use anything but the split grip. But what do you think, Ron? Do you think it has any effect on sensitivity? The two styles?
You're still in the thickest part of the rod, and sensitivity is what the rod is built for. There's much more sensitivity in the higher modulus rod than there is in the IM6. Not saying that you're not going to feel the bite with the IM6. It gives you more. Now, this one is my favorite rod. All right, we're talking about sensitivity. This rod is built for 2 pound to 6 pound test, 1/32 ounce to 3/16 ounce. My favorite walleye jigging rod, and this thing is incredible.
Like, I cringe when I see that. You have no problem.
Just, yeah.
I cringe when I see that.
No. You've seen me at the shows and stuff.
I know, but I cringe every time you do it.
But this rod is 3 years old, and I've caught thousands of big walleyes. I caught a 10-pound walleye on this rod. You're not going to break it, and if you do break it, the MHX series rods are warranted. They'll replace the rod. You're still going to have to pay to put everything else on it. They'll give you a new rod, but
Right.
you still got to take everything else and replace it. But it's warranted for lifetime.
That's a good thing.
Light.
Right?
That's
That's funny stuff. It's yeah. That was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. Steve Shaw wants to know, Ron, obviously you make spin casting rods, but do you also make bait cast rods as well?
Moose would know that. Moose, we designed Moose a special bat flip. I don't know, what do we call that, Moose? A flip casting rod underneath the docks and stuff.
Yeah, it was a project rod. So a while back,
Yeah.
we were playing around with different handles and different things, and
Yeah.
I just thought, you know what, it'd be kind of cool to have a 5-foot rod that I can just kind of whip Senkos underneath docks. And I've made them before. Like, I've snapped many rods in my day, but they've seen better days. And obviously all my new stuff, I don't want to snap tips off or cut bottoms off. So Ron was kind enough to make me one. He surprised me with the rod. And yeah, you can have spinning or bait casting.
Yeah.
And yeah.
For bait casting, whichever you want. I can build your bait cast rod, build your rods for pike, muskie, however heavy you want, however big a reel you want. I can build a tuna rod if you want.
Ron, I want to know why you got into this.
When I retired, Moose, I was 50 years a carpenter in the trade. I'm a carpenter, but you know what? I just burnt out in that thing, and just to have something to do with something that I loved. I love to fish.
Yeah.
Love to develop things that work for what I love to do, and I don't even consider it work. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing this, and made a lot of new friends all over the country.
Oh, for sure.
That's awesome. Sure. So a few questions here, Ron. People want to ask. Sean is asking, will the cork float if the rod falls in the water?
As long as you don't have too heavy a reel, it will float.
Yeah, that's a great way to answer that. Now, Jeanette is asking again. She's a bottom bouncer. She loves her bottom bounce presentation.
Okay.
What would you suggest as the best blank or the best rod setup that you produce for that kind of presentation?
I would. Now, are we talking about bottom bouncing with an ounce, with 2 ounces, with 3 ounces?
I would say probably an ounce. I'm not sure if Jeanette fishes in a river, she needs heavier than an ounce, but I would imagine an ounce.
Yeah, anytime you're trolling something, you don't want to go under anything that's a medium, maybe a medium heavy, depending on the weight that you're trolling that you would.
Light.
I'll get it. I knew this was going to happen. Too bad it's not another month from now. It would be bright, nice and bright.
Exactly.
But that's cool. But
Right on.
I would say a medium, and then you also want not a high modulus rod. Most of the rods that people troll with, they troll for trout and that. They're pretty stiff rods. They kind of react fast because when that walleye or whatever hits your bait, the trout or whatever you're trolling, you know, that rod's gonna, especially with braid, that rod's gonna pick that fish right off and set the hook for you.
Absolutely. Chris has made a good point. Yeah, long back split grip helps when you have a big fish because, of course, the lower half of the rod jams into your forearm or bicep, whichever way you hold it, and certainly helps you with leverage of a big fish. Jason Barnews wants to know, Ron, what inserts do you use in your guides?
What inserts?
Yes. Are they titanium? Are they what?
The mostly on a high-end rod. Those are titanium, and I also use a lot of stainless steel. Titanium guides. Some of these guides in titanium, like this one right here, those things are like $20 each. They're not inexpensive. I mean, when you're talking about this handle, the handle's $20. This is, here we go. Lights, camera action. This is like $5. The foregrip. The mid grip is like $6, and the tail grip, the tail fighting butt is another $5. So you're almost looking at $40 right here, just from there to there. That's not the rod. So
Yeah.
it all depends on what
budget.
person, their budget, and what they want to spend. I mean, top notch, out the door. I've made some beautiful rods like this rod here. That's titanium, what they call holographic guides on my black rod there that I showed a little earlier. It's a 6.6 rod. It's got the best of the best on it. It has the same kind of Raptor reel. I sell that rod for $360 Canadian, and you're not going to find anything under $600-700 that's going to beat that rod, and they're not going to beat it. I'm not picking on any particular company.
Please don't.
Not going to beat that.
Sally's asking, are those American or Canadian prices?
I just said that rod.
Yeah.
My high-end rod. Here we go. Light again. We'll get it. That high-end rod, I said I built for $360 Canadian.
There you go.
Well, you just made a sale. Jeanette just said, "I'll take it." So you know what? It paid off for you.
Have Jeanette PM me. And then we'll work something out, and she could tell me exactly what she wants. I'll build it.
And Moose, this is what makes it awesome, because I love nothing more than when our guests make more money than we do putting on the live broadcast. It's a win-win.
Money? What's money?
Exactly. That's awesome. Listen, now, if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, Ron, to find out more, perhaps they're interested. They like your blanks. They like what you've said about how you've put together some of your setups. Or they just want to talk to you about how you install a one of those lights, those infrared moving lights.
Yeah.
Where would they get a hold of you?
All right. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I check my Ronald Colaresi Facebook page. If you're friending me, just send me a PM. Love to talk to you. And then if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, I'll give you my phone number. You can call me, or you give me yours, and I'll call you, and we'll figure it out.
Yes, and everyone knows I love spending Dave's money, is what Jeanette says. Well, you know what? And James, that's a great price. Ron waving to his fans. He certainly is, Steve. And as Scott would say, Scott Martin from MFS, it's worth every dollar. Ron, I can't thank you enough on behalf of CFN and OFC Nation, how generous you've been in the past when it comes to providing some product to our community. We're looking forward to when our borders are open so that we can avoid, as Tony just mentioned, the shipping costs and, of course, all the duties. And you know what? For no other reason, we'd love to see you again and share a cigar and perhaps a brandy together.
What a few lines. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hopefully the borders open up and there's still possibly a spot for you at the retreat. We'll keep our fingers crossed that all that is going to take place and that we'll be able to see you. But in the meantime, my friend, thanks for everything you do. Thanks for doing this tonight. And you make us all proud, bud.
I got one more thing I want to do, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to mention all the tackle producers. If I can get the light back on.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action. Just wanted to mention all the tackle producers that Chuck Darachi had put together for his jersey. I can't wait to get this jersey. I just like to mention them all. Got to Bite, Post Box Tackle, Lures for Vets, Pro Out Tackle, Cabby's Custom Jigs, Ugly Boys Baits. I believe he's coming on next.
Yes, he is.
Misfits, Hooker, Thompson Lures, Hooked on Weed Beds, DOA, Epic Fishing Tackle, Larry's Lucky Leaders, Superior Baits, True North Bait, Northern Jigs, Predator Tackle, Sid Fishes, Junction Tackle, the Devil's Rock Tackle. Oh boy, here we go. It's kind of tough to read this in the dark. Hang on. There we go. North Shore Tackle, Kelly Custom Baits with a K, Big Sky Flies and Jigs, and Bait and Bite Me from Chuck himself. And last but not least, yours truly, Toothy Critters.
You did awesome, my friend. And as I said, for all you've done, Tricia just mentioned Amber absolutely loves her rod, and it was an honor to be able to present that to her last year.
You know what? It was an honor to build it for us. Love it. I love it. Hopefully, I'm going to see you guys. Everybody stay healthy. Get your shots. Do what you got to do. Stay healthy.
Amen, brother.
Good night.
Well said.
Thanks, Ron.
Take care of yourself. Moose, what's happening, brother?
Beauty. What's going on, guys? How are you? My computer is being real funky, so I don't know what it is. I downloaded some new software, and look at you!
Yeah,
you found the little dude.
Well, yeah, what happened was I didn't have anybody to talk to when I started, so I just started talking to the moose on the loose here.
Oh man, that's too funny. That graphic's been around forever. Not much is happening. Just plugging away here at the old shop. Things are starting to pick up. It's getting a little busier, which is nice. And like I said, I downloaded some new software, so I don't know what's wrong with it, but it won't give me any video. So I figured I'll just go on my phone. Just as effective.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk to Bruce next from BigUgli, but okay. You're on here to talk about what's going on with OFC and OFC Nation. And from what I understand, there's some swag that we're looking to offer up to our communities.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to say dump. That's the inappropriate phrase, but yes.
Well, we're looking to dump it because we want to buy some fresh stuff. So when I mean dump, I mean obviously it's the stuff that we usually order and sell at the trade shows. Now, as most of you know, there are no trade shows. There have been no trade shows. And there won't be any trade shows anytime soon. And the only way that we continue to run some of the programs that we run is we need to fund it. And how do we fund it? Out of our own pockets or our apparel. So the beauty thing is we've got a lot of t-shirts and hoodies left over, limited sizes. So keep that in mind. There are t-shirts, there are hoodies, and there are hats. Now the hats, I think we're probably looking at maybe 20 hats left. We've got the black on black, the red, and these ones have the OFC patch, and the other ones have the OFC Nation patch. I lied. All the OFC Nation ones are gone.
That's a
But
good thing.
there will be new hats coming in. These were actually found in a box that I had forgotten about. So new OFC Nation hats will be coming soon. OFC hats, limited quantities, black on black, red and black, pink and gray, and camo. Here's the pink and gray, which was a super hot seller when we first got these things going. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we've got t-shirts and hoodies with the odd long sleeve. So reach out if you guys are interested in any apparel for the summer. T-shirts generally, after all said and done, they're like $25 shipped. Today and today only, we're going to drop the price. All you're going to be paying is $15. So we're going to drop the t-shirt price to $15, and we're going to drop the hoodie price to $30. So
Whoa.
15 for the t-shirts, 30 for the hoodies. We want to blow them out. So if you guys go to ofcnation.com/shop, you'll be able to find all the prices there. I'm currently updating the pricing again with this new computer situation. I don't know what's going on, but it should be updated shortly. If you don't want to go through the shop, you can always message me, and I'll get you guys what you need. But
Sean Quinn just said $50 for that hat, Moose.
which one? The pink one?
No, the one you got.
The one I got on?
You got on.
This is a special edition, bud. This is a special edition hat right here. Sean, you know what? You come see me, my friend. You come see me.
Now, speaking of Sean is asking the price for the OFC and OFC Nation hats. You said 15 for the hats?
No, sorry. That was the t-shirts and the hoodies.
T-shirts.
The hats are now at an all-time low. Whatever is left here with the OFC patch, these are the sale items. The new OFC Nation hats are $25. These ones are $20. So hats are $5 off.
Right on.
Hats are $5 off. Shirts are $5 off. Hoodies are $10 off.
Any orange hoodies available?
There are no orange hoodies available. All we have left is gray. That's another thing. So our next run of t-shirts and hoodies, we want to get away from just the black and the gray. We've done colors in the past. I've done multiple colors in the past in the wicking material and this, that. Anything is possible here at BR2 Printing and Design. So throw in the comments below what colors that you guys want to see, whether it be red, white, green, blue, purple, pink, and maybe we'll add it to the roster. We'll add it to the lineup.
Right on, buddy. Are you going to stick around? Are you going to stick around?
Yes, I could stick around if you'd like.
Okay, buddy.
Did we not meet Ugly Boys Bates together for the first time?
We may have. It's quite possible.
It was at that huge show that we went to.
What, remember? The one in Bowmanville?
No, the big massive show out in the middle of nowhere.
No.
the best time. It was more of a tackle swap, but I'm telling you, I probably met the greatest people at that show. I'm pretty sure it was at Ugly Boys Bates, unless it was Triple Aces.
Yeah, it was Triple Aces, but no, I know
that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
It was actually a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was because of the fact that it was a smaller show that made it, I don't know, personable for the guys next to you, the girls on the other side of the walkway of you. It was cool. We had a lot of fun. It was
a ton of fun. I got a lot of goodies there.
Right on. Well, you stick around, my friend. I'm just going to bring in our buddy Bruce Big Ugly Downs. There's the man.
There you are.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Right on.
Well, we did meet at the Mississauga Spring Fishing and Boat Show a couple years back.
That's what I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. So if anybody doesn't know, this is Big Ugly. And Bruce, how long have you been making Big Ugly, Ugly Boys baits? How long have you been making them?
Ugly Boys starts off actually as Team Ugly Boys. It was my son's idea. We became a fishing team back in 2003. And it's just progressed since then. So 18 years at it. My son's backed away from it now, but my wife helps me. And of course, we have George helping me. George is at every show with me. There's just no way she's not part of what goes on here.
Now, I have to say, Moose, you have not met George. And George is by far the cutest little girl that we had at our CFN retreat last year. I think she was in just about every picture. And I said, Bruce, this might not be appropriate, given this day and age and what have you. We should all be accepting of everyone. But I had to ask. She's a little girl. Her name is George. Why is her name George?
Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny and Donald Daffy Duck meet the abominable snow monster.
I will
That's
love
where
you.
the voice comes from.
Yes.
Anyhow, they bring George out of the delivery room, and the only thing I've got in my head is, oh, look at the pretty baby. I'm going to squeeze her and hug her and love her and kiss her, and I think I'll call her George.
Oh,
And that is her name. Hi, George. Come on here. Come on. Come say hi to Moose.
That is awesome.
This is my
Hey,
George.
George.
Buddy. You can't.
And this is my morning smile every day, every waking moment.
That's awesome. Well, you know what was so
Absolutely.
cool at Horwood was the fact that George was able to catch some fish. She had a grand old time. She ate some fish. She had a blast. She loved the dogs. I'll tell you, that's the only thing that she did this year is those big wolfhounds aren't going to be around, unfortunately. But our dogs, Warren has some dogs, so you won't go dogless this year, George. So you're good that way.
She just loves being the center of attention. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's all good, and she can take it anytime she wants.
You be in the way.
Now, when it comes to tackle, obviously you produced what you thought you needed at first, and then it kind of evolved from there. Give us a little bit of a rundown in history on how that all came to be.
Well, it originally started off, my son decided he wanted to get into the fishing business. Here's this 14-year-old kid, says, I want to get into the business. I want to learn how to do all this. A friend of mine was in the business, so he got him started, taught him how to tie worm harnesses, and said, basically for walleye, you need a 3/8 jig, a 1/4 ounce tube, and walking weights. And that's what we start off. We start off with 3/8 ball jig, walking weight, and 1/4 ounce tube jig, and then making harnesses. And then from there, well, it's gone to 20 different sizes of ball jigs, ultra minnow jigs, spinner baits. Every time I turn around, I'm adding a new product line for one store or another outfitter. I've got about 5 different new product lines. I can't even get started because of COVID, everybody's waited to the last minute to place their orders.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as of April 1st, I had orders in for 10,000 pieces.
Well, it's a good thing. Yes. And wow, I will say this.
Awesome.
You represent, I would say, a niche market, someone that we, here at CFN, we speak to and love that you speak to us when it comes to the grassroots of our tackle producers. And we love pumping your tires because you're the ones, when we run a CFN fish off or an OFC Nation event, you are the guys that are stepping up and providing us what we need in order to reward our community. And we can't thank you enough. And as I said, this TNT Thursday evolved out of what Chuck was doing with the virtual show. Yeah. And we're going to be doing this every Thursday. And part of what we're going to be doing is every Thursday there'll be a giveaway. And what's really cool about this, Moose, in case you didn't hear this, is at the end of it, at the end of Bruce's segment here, we are going to ask people to keep in mind if there are any mom and pop type tackle stores that they would love to see Ugly Boys in. And then what we'll do tomorrow as a feature is we will feature some kind of display that will allow folks to tag those stores that they'd like to see them in. So when you see that posted tomorrow on CFN or OFC, please do Bruce and Ugly Boys Baits a favor and tag only one store in order to qualify in the comments below. And hopefully what we can do is perhaps gaining attention of some of those mom and pop shops that don't know anything about Ugly Boys Baits or even CFN and OFC Nation for that matter, a chance to meet. Because as Bruce has just told me before we came on live, Moose, he's been busier than heck trying to get his orders put together and put the door.
Yeah, there's definitely a shortage of product out there. I feel your pain. I understand it.
But there's also a shortage of good product, and that's even worse. You know, I mean, anybody can go online and we can order from China or whatever, and everybody complains. And well, if you went somewhere where there is no controls, there's not. I mean, there are lots of knockoffs and stuff out there. What was it? Rapala a few years ago was producing it in China for a while, and then they pirated the designs and started producing knockoffs of Rapala. Rapala got out of the rod business all of a sudden because they were getting killed.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were talking about just going back to about the CFN fish off and stuff. The reason I give to all these things is fishing. Everything I do in my life has got to be fun. I don't care what job I have or whether I'm making stuff or whatever. Fishing, especially, is about fun. Making fishing tackle is fun for me. Sharing it with others is fun too. Participating in the fish off is part of the fun. I don't expect to be on TV as one of the big contenders. That's not the point. The point is I get my kids out, my grandchildren out. We have fun. And if I can share that with anybody at any time, it's worth it. It puts a smile on my face. It puts a smile on others. If that's what I'm doing, and that's all I do in the rest of my life, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Bingo.
I mean, what more can you ask for? You made people feel good. You made people happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't take the money with me.
No, this is true. And as Mark just mentioned, and that's exactly what we're going to start doing, Bruce, we're going to start talking about some of the products that we have. And just so you guys take note, because a lot, if not all of these products are going to be in your prize pack that you're going to be qualifying for. But let us start with what Mark just brought up is the drop shots. And I think a lot of people don't realize, Bruce, that you make drop shot weights, and not just the pencil weights, but you were showing me that you also make the teardrops as well.
Yeah, we do the teardrop style as well. And they get heavier. Like the pencil only goes to 5/8, but the teardrop will go up to 1 ounce. So basically it's the same shape as a bell sinker, but instead of the eye, you have the drop shot swivel on it.
Nice.
Cool.
And your weights.
And I actually had one customer bail, so I've got about 10 pounds of these things kicking around right now.
So you're looking to dump them too, as Moose would say. You're looking to dump some.
You know what? Once bass season comes, everybody goes, I need drop shots. I need Neds. You know, it's...
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to our next one. Yeah, that good segue. And of course, love seeing those. And for anybody who loves their bass, Ugly Boys baits have the Ned rigs, and they come in all different sizes and weights. Correct, Bruce?
Yeah, I do them from 1/8 up to 1/4. So there's about 5 different sizes in there: 1/8, 3/16, 5/32, and then the largest is 1/4.
Nice.
Bruce, what kind of hooks do you use?
I'm using a nickel hook, but it's not a mustad. It's the Eagle Claw nickel hooks. They're laser point. Yep. Most people and most stores too, for that matter, when it comes to mustad, they're a great hook, but they're also 300 times the cost. Yeah. So whereas I can buy a hook for 12 cents, if I go to mustad, I've got to buy a hook for 36 cents. And that suddenly drives prices to a big, for a lot of northern outfitters, that's a little much. Actually, for a lot of the stores, it's just a little much because most people going into the store, unless you're a serious angler like ourselves, and some of the tournament anglers, they're not concerned about having to pay a huge amount of money for something, and they really hate losing them when they paid, like $1 a hook.
For sure. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the hooks that you have on there now. They're fantastic.
Oh, no. They're great hooks, but a lot of people do the name thing. And it's like, if you want to buy mustad, there's lots of guys who do mustad. But a lot of those guys are what we call the crafters. I'm a manufacturer. I manufacture to, meet demands in stores.
For sure.
Big difference. And of course, also old faithful, just your regular ball
ball jigs.
Yeah, Old Faithful with walleye opener just around the corner for some. Some it's already started, and good on you. We're living vicariously through you because of that. But you also have different shapes and sizes of jig heads. Now, again, these are just ball heads, but
those are a little different. Those aren't ball heads. They're bait holders. They're almost like an aspirin jig.
Okay,
Like an aspirin jig, and they're also great for ice fishing as well.
Well,
but they're meant for live bait jigs.
I used them this past winter, and I have to agree with you, Bruce. They are awesome for ice fishing. Now, also, I see that you produce some hair jigs as well.
Oh, I love my bucktails.
Yeah. Well, you've got quite, I would say there's not a lot of difference when it comes to what we've seen with other manufacturers and what we see with yours. So
my favorite is the perch pattern. It's a fire tiger.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it in here, somewhere in here. There it is. Found what I was looking for right there. It's okay. It's not going to zoom. It's not going to zoom where I wanted to go.
Yep. Bring it in. Keep bringing it. Yep. You got it. Yep. Oh, nicely done. Just up a bit. There it is. Perfect. Nicely done.
Yeah, my perch pattern. I really love using that when I'm chasing walleye.
Nice. And of course, you've got some jigging jigs as well. Some bucktails.
Yeah, the ultra minnow is more like a vertical, whereas the banana head, you do you cast out, you rip it back. Where that is more, the minnow head is more like a vertical jig presentation. They each have their use.
They do, and anybody who's used them know what those uses are. Now, I noticed that you have 3/16 Ned rigs, as well as what are these 532s? Holy crap!
Yeah, there's 1/8, 5/32, 3/16, 1/4.
Incredible. You also like your worm harnesses.
Yeah, my harnesses are different. Everywhere I fish for walleye, there's pike, so it's made with a wire leader, and that allows me to tie the bucktail to it. So, because if you were to use the glues on fluoro, the glue will weaken the fluoro, but with the wire harness, it allows the blade spinning, and then while that's doing that, that fur is pulsing like that, and it's an added attractant. So, and at a really slow speed, if you're doing like a drift troll, they are lethal. They're just fantastic. You just don't know what you're going to catch, of course. But I've caught everything from, crappie to pike to big cats, walleye, bass. They all eat it.
Incredible.
It's a nice slow presentation.
And with the wire leader or the wire integrated into the harness itself, you'll be able to drag it in. Not like in a lot of cases where you'll be bitten off.
Yeah, especially with Mr. Pikey.
Mr. Pikey, absolutely. Now, also, I do like your spinner baits. You got some.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people like my spinner baits.
Yeah. Nice, beautiful white here. This is, and again.
That's it right there. That's gold. That's all you'll ever need.
Did this take a while for you to perfect, or was this something that you started with? Because they look awesome, dude.
I guess we started with those about 8-9 years ago, and originally it was because Robert wanted spinner baits for pike and bass, as he was still tournament fishing at that point. So okay, fine, we'll get a mold. And he said, I want the ultra minnow, so we did that, and it didn't take much to really get it to what I like and what I want to do. I don't cheap out on how many, like you see some guys only put 2 or 3 beads on or whatever. Don't cheap out. Don't cheap out on the blades. Make sure it looks nice and it has a lot of flash to it.
Bingo bango.
And a lot of color too. Like you had, I think you have one of the Maple Leaf ones in there somewhere. I'm not sure, but
I probably do. Now, Moose, you like this color. White is obviously a natural color and great for
there's our Pikinator.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
That's awesome. The Pikinator.
I like that.
Hey,
let me ask you this.
Blade. What can you go wrong with a pike?
Absolutely.
Do you make trailer hooks, or do you have trailer hooks for all your spinner baits? Do you put them on there? Do you find that it makes a difference? Because I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference for me.
It depends whether they're biting aggressively or if they're short striking. If they're short striking, I'll throw on a stinger hook. Yeah, no problem.
Mhm.
But if they're smashing, it doesn't matter because they engulf the whole thing.
Okay.
True enough.
Do you have
Most-
stinger
it's
hooks
just like-
available?
It's just like using stingers on some of your jigs. Like if they're short striking, I'll put the stinger on. But if they're biting aggressively, you don't really need to.
Right.
Mhm.
Moose, you like the white, obviously, because it's a natural color. But do you also like the white blades, or do you like something with a little bit more flash when you're tournament fishing?
Honestly, it all depends on the watercolor, depends on the temperature,
Yeah.
depends on where I am and how I'm fishing it. I've got everything from white and white, white and black, white and green, nickel and silver, silver and nickel, nickel on nickel. I'm all over the place that way. The body itself, as long as it's white, I'm a happy guy. And it's
Right.
one of those things where a lot of the times, yeah, everybody's saying, oh, just burn a spinnerbait, burn a spinnerbait. But you can use a spinnerbait in all parts of the water column in many, 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 many different ways. But I'm a huge fan, and I don't know if this is just a tournament thing, but I'm a huge fan of trailer hooks. I think they're really, really important. Trailer hooks can make or break a day, really.
Oh yeah.
But it's how you
Definitely.
put it on.
When my son was tournament fishing, it's all about you got to have the stinger hook because you don't want to miss bites. You don't want to miss that monster that decided to just short hit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you're right.
especially when you're also racing the clock. Whereas if
Yeah.
I'm fishing recreationally, there's no clock. There's no I have to be at the launch by a certain time. I don't
what was
have
that
so
word?
many dollars on the table.
What was that word you said? Fishing recreationally? There's no
Yeah.
recreational fishing in my world.
Yeah, well, in springtime, I'm sitting there with my little slip float and my micro jigs chasing crappie and bluegills and perch to my heart's content.
I love it, buddy. I love it. As long as it tugs back, I'm out there to find
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a close season for me. There is always a season I can find something that will bite.
You know what I grew up on is the mini spinner. The little mini spinners, the half size.
Yeah, the
I
beetle
love
spin.
I love those things. They were just so much fun. So much fun. Do you make those?
The beetle spins, no. The small thing I do make a small spinner bait, like a 1/4 ounce spinner bait.
Yeah.
For a lot of the guys who are into smallmouth and the quarters, they love it.
Yeah.
It's smaller, it's lighter weight, it fits more the profile of those waters, as opposed to a lot of places they want bigger is better. I want a 1 ounce. Like there are guys who want a 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce spinnerbait.
Wow.
And they're going after, big Georgian Bay pike, or they're going after G Bay muskies. They want
For sure.
big.
For sure. Pike,
Now,
I can't tell you how many spinnerbaits I've destroyed on pike, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to get some of yours in my hand. I had one at one point. I can't remember if I gave it away or if I lost it, but I do remember having one or two. But my pike, I mean, as most of you guys know out there, pike destroy spinnerbaits, and
Especially when you get them close to the boat and they start bouncing and flipping everywhere.
right. So let me ask you this: your wire, what type of wire do you use, or does it matter the size of the wire, or does the size of the wire kind of hinder how it swims and all that type of stuff? How important is the wire?
Wire dimension has to suit the jig body itself that it's run through. Because if it's too thick, then you're not going to get a proper mold. That said, I mean, I follow the manufacturers, the recommended specs for the mold that said, okay, you have a variance in what size of wire from a certain minimum they recommend to a certain maximum they recommend.
Mhm.
And unless you're going to modify the molds, and I'm not that mechanically adept at doing that, like you're going to screw up the mold. Or there's the other way where you can try with the rubber mallet and pound the heck out of it. I hope it works without breaking the mold.
That's the
That
old
is
school way.
actually a method recommended for using a larger gauge hook on some of your jig molds. They'll say put the mold in there, put the jig in there, the hook in the jig mold when it molds hot, and then pound with a rubber mallet. And it should give enough give to make that bigger hook fit. You hope. I've only broke one mold.
You just mentioned, Bruce, how much you enjoy slip floats, and you produce some very unique, and you gave some away at our CFN retreat that were just incredibly painted. A lot of creativity goes into them. Of course, you have the bobber stops in the package as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the bobber stops come with the slip floats, and this is something that's near and dear to your heart. Tell us a little bit about what goes into making your slip floats.
Well, the slip float, the story behind that goes back to my childhood. When I was a kid, we used corks for floats. You know, wine corks or liquor corks were reamed out, and you ran a line through it, and that's what we used as a kid. The plastic floats back then were even more garbagey than they are now. You bounce it off anything, it's split in half.
Mhm.
So anyhow, it came around that a friend of mine said, "Here, I got all these wine corks. You can do something with them. Maybe you can do something with them." So I said, "Okay, sure, fine." And I went back to what I grew up with, which was, okay, corks, like they're buoyant. They're more buoyant than balsa. And they're also indestructible. You'll lose them long before they'll fall apart. So the difference with these than, say, a balsa, you can universalize the shape, and so you can have a consistent shape every time. The problem with these corks is they are recycled wine corks. So you'll see often there's still the label print on them. That's intentional to show that this was an actual wine cork. But what the corkscrew does to the cork itself determines the shape and the size and the weight. So there's no such thing as a universal size that's going to come out. Everyone's different. And then I put in whatever color patterns I know are going to show in the dark, you know, at a distance. So we do glow floats, and we do all sorts of different things from every size and color under the sun, just about. I mean, like you get, okay, yeah, like you get floats like that one there, or that one with the chartreuse, good old red and whites. There's orange ones in here. If I can find them. There we go. But again, like I said, everyone's going to have a different size. It's going to have a different shape. And there's some glow in the dark ones as well. But they're fun. It's just fun to see how each one turns out, because you're not sure how it's going to turn out when you start turning it.
And Bruce, what's more fun, making the float or drinking all that wine for the cork?
Oh, I wish I could drink all that wine.
Yeah.
There was a time. But there was a time, I'll tell you.
Oh, I hear you. Now, Mark Elbeck has asked a question with your worm harnesses. Do you have any harnesses with a quick release? So that you can
I can build them with the quick release. I use the quick release clip, the plastic clip, with my Lake Erie harnesses. Like I have a long harness for Erie, so it's a 3-foot harness, and I use the quick change clip for that. I just don't like the quick change clip for pike waters because the pike demolished them.
Yeah, makes sense.
You've got a quick change clip on, and the pike slams that harness. Your blade's gone. Your harness may be intact, but your blade's gone.
It's good. Good question, Mark.
This is how we get I get my corks now.
Okay.
Nice.
A friend of mine works at a couple of wineries, and these are the secondary corks. So like you bottle it and let all the sediment settle. Then they'll recork it before shipping. And these are the intermediate corks.
Nice. That's awesome. Steve Shaw's asking about chatterbaits. Are you building chatterbaits or vibrating jigs or anything?
No, not. I have so many product lines now. At some point, one has to say, where do I start? Where do I stop? If Robert was still involved with this with me, we'd be doing underspins and chatterbaits. But as he had to walk away from the business, that leaves me with, okay, I've got so many product lines now. It's like, okay, same with doing French inline spinners. A lot of people have asked me if I do them. They're a lot of work.
Yeah.
And only so many hours in a day.
Well, I sure hope George is listening, because if there's anything we're going to do is we're going to train George how to put some of this stuff together.
George helps me do the packaging.
That's awesome.
I mean, our labels, well, okay, the logo itself is hand drawn.
That's awesome.
Years ago, I was a graphic artist. In my many years ago, when I was in university, I used to do illustrations for newspapers, magazines, that kind of stuff. So the actual logo itself, it's a caricature of myself. There's also a logo with George on it too.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's a
But
family
all
affair.
the labeling that I do, it's all everything we've done from the start to finish has been, we've produced it ourselves.
Very
It's
cool.
it's that sense of satisfaction. It's that sense of pride. It's part of that ugly that doesn't it translate well, like being Finnish or a Finnish extract. I'm a Canadian, yeah, but I'm still part. That Finnish part of me. There's this stubbornness and this sense of pride that you have that you just can't. You don't give it up. You were born with it. You grew up with it, and you pass it on in everything you do.
Absolutely. Well, we want to pass on some of your incredible product to both our communities, OFC Nation as well as CFN, and we want to do it via the post that you're looking at currently right now. When you see this posted tomorrow on OFC Nation, OFC, and CFN, all we're looking for you to do to help Bruce make more product is tag a mom and pop tackle store that you would love to see his products in, which would make it easier for you to get whatever it is that we've shown you, whether they're the slip bobbers or your spinner baits, your bucktails. There's a whole plethora of stuff, and we're going to put a great package together for you. And all you have to do is exactly that. Tag a store you'd love to see his product in, and let's help Bruce get the word out about Ugly Boys baits and get some great Mon Pa type tackle in a Mon Pa type store.
Well, like I said, this is a mom and pop business, and I love doing business with the small local businesses. There's a lot of local businesses that I work with now. Grimsby Tackle, Grand River Bait and Tackle, Gord Trask with his new store in Peterborough, Dave Hermer with his new store in Porcupine, the Biscotese General Store. It's the only store for 100 miles, and he buys 5,000 jigs at a shot.
Wow. Incredible. Well, Mike, you hang on. Yeah, and we hope to make you even busier. Mike, hang on till tomorrow. My friend Angling Sports in London is a great store, and we want to see that tagged in the comments when you see the post as it's featured tomorrow. So hang on to that. Bruce, on behalf of CFN and everything you do for the CFN Fish Off and our community, we can't wait to see you up at the retreat so we can give you a hug ourselves. But in the meantime, bud, you stay classy and keep
George can't wait. George is counting the days until she gets up to Horwood, and she wants to go fishing with you.
Challenge accepted. I don't know if I'm going to teach her anything, but she'll probably definitely catch more fish than this guy.
Oh, she just likes the attention. She just wants your attention.
That's what it is. Yeah. I wish there were more females in my life like George. That's
No, you'd be in more trouble if you did.
Absolutely. Right on. Bruce, you have yourself a great night, bud. Thanks so much for doing this. And as I said, thanks so much on behalf of our CFN community. Can't thank you enough.
And thank you again, Scotty.
Right on.
Talk
dude.
to you later.
Peace. Moose, always a pleasure. I tell you, I don't know, man. I love being able to talk to people like Bruce, like Ron, like yourself in our community that are just, average gents or gals just doing their thing, being themselves and being true to the passion of angling.
Absolutely. I mean, it's quite the community, and the further you dig into it, the more the better the stories get. And Bruce's story is definitely one heck of a story. The whole Ugly Boys. The logo is probably one of my favorites. I love the fact that he's just a jolly old man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had young and old. We had Brandon Taw 2 weeks ago. And I don't know how old he is. I wouldn't want to guess. I wouldn't want to offend the gentleman. but young and old, and it's great. It's awesome to be able to do this and give back and pump some tires of those who pump ours. So,
Absolutely.
Moose, what do you see upcoming for? Who's in the background there? Is that the Quinster?
So, Mr. Sean Quinn,
That's the Quinster.
decided
Yeah,
to-
buddy.
he saw the hat and decided to drive on over. He was just telling me about the. Oh, I can't say. Never mind. I'm not allowed to say. Ooh.
Oh,
But either way, he came over to buy some hats. So Mr. Sean Quinn is lucky enough to now own a red and black hat. Well, it's that simple, gentlemen and ladies. You guys can message me, PM me, or go to the website. Like I said, I haven't updated the website just yet, the pricing, but it shall be updated shortly. Hats are 20, t-shirts are 15, and hoodies are a whopping $30. So, and once they're gone, they're gone. There are limited sizes. Once they're gone, they're gone. And we're going to start with a whole new design and a whole new lineup. So with that being said, I may even reach out to our community and say, hey, here's a logo. Why don't you design us something? Have some fun with it. We might have like a t-shirt design contest or something like that. So there'll be a limited edition, one-off COVID design t-shirts. We're going to have some fun with it this year. If we can't see you and engage and have fun that way, we'll try to do something fun online for sure.
very cool,
Right,
dude.
John?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hi, Scotty. Hello, everybody.
Hello, brother. How you doing, man? Hey, that was quite the walleye you caught on opener, my friend. Nice job.
That's what I do.
That's
It's
what
what-
I do. Yeah, I missed that. I missed out on that trip for sure.
Well, you know what we got to do, Moose, is we got to work on Sean's confidence, man. It's taking a.
He's the most confident guy I know.
Moose, did you want to explain what we have in store in the future for OFC Nation in case anybody doesn't understand what it represents?
Yes. So for those of you new to all of this, OFC Nation, the collaboration between CFN and OFC, we obviously were both doing the same thing. And about 4 or 5 years ago, we decided, you know what, we should team up and just become one as a whole to tackle bigger projects and get on board with small and large manufacturers and just have some fun with it. So in the past, we've had this OFC Nation VIP program, which we have just now recently revamped. And what the VIP program was, for those who want to take advantage of promo codes, discounts, and specials that were being offered by multiple manufacturers from us, lodges, guides, charters, tackle, all these guys were coming to us and say, hey, those that follow you, those that are friends with you and follow you are our friends, and we want to give you, promo codes or whatever discounts. So the OFC Nation VIP program was born. Now, we thought about it over the past 12 months, and with everything that's been happening, we don't want the OFC Nation program to become a cost to you, our follower, our devoted fans. So we are going to drop the yearly $35 fee or $30 fee or whatever it is. So, which means on the website, when you click on the VIP program, it's going to be, we're renaming it, and you'll have access to every single person who is a lover of the program. They're going to give us discount codes, and they're going to give us promos and specials, and we're going to pass them along to you. So it's going to be free of charge. There's going to be you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to pay a yearly fee in order to take advantage of the program. We do want to say thank you to everybody that was backing the program up and paid their $30 over the past couple of years. But as of the beginning of the summer, we're going to start to populate it with brands like Ugly Boyz Gates and brands like the young gentleman that was on last week, and they're gonna take full advantage of us pushing sales for them. Now, the program is going to change a little bit as we go along, but as of now, we're just here to help. We're just here to bring awareness to products and young and old fellas that are doing the same thing that we want to do, and that's just get product and get
Now-
people.
You're right, and Steve just brought up a good point, and I'm thanks so much for asking this, Steve. If you've already paid for 2021, Moose is going to explain that nothing is going to change. In fact, all that's going to happen is there's going to be added savings to your already purchased package that are not going to be available to our free subscribers. So, for Canyons and some of the other places that are providing OFC a discount, you will still get that with your paid subscription. But for Misfit Lures, and I'm gonna wink, wink, nudge, nudge, ask Bruce if we can get a discount for Ugly Boys and anyone else who appears here on TNT Thursdays. We're going to get them up for a little bit of a discount to thank our community for all you do to support us.
Yeah. So back to that question, if you're already a OFC Nation VIP member and you've paid your $30 for the year, shortly I'm going to be reaching out to you, and you're going to get a T-shirt or a hat in the mail to offset the cost of that, because I know we're ending the program and kind of making it available to the public. We're ending that program early. But that doesn't mean that program is going to come back in. It doesn't mean that it's not going to come back into play at some point in time. Right now, we feel we need to open up the floodgates. We need y'all to see and understand what it is that we're trying to do and the benefit and the value that we're trying to bring. The amount of work, and as you know, Scotty puts in hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of time into all of this, not only bringing awareness to local shops and ma and pa products, but to fisheries. Likewise with what I've been doing and what Jeff's doing with his little tank of fun, where he's going to be showing some products and underwater and how they react and how they do this, that, and the other thing. So we do a lot, and we try to cover costs, but we thought, you know what, why not open the floodgates and just have everybody take full advantage of this, and we'll figure out a different way to fund it. And I think apparel is going to be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Apparels, stickers, maybe some email marketing blasts. You never know. You did give us your email addresses, years ago, so we might take full advantage of those. Who knows? But as of now, that Steve, if you've paid for your VIP membership, I appreciate that, and we do thank you for that support and everything that you do. But for anyone who has paid for the VIP program, reach out to me. I will send you your T-shirt in the mail, and that'll offset the cost of the rest of the season. Right?
Right on, buddy. Jeanette's asking about the sticker pack and the tickets for the kayak challenge.
The
Now
sticker packs are still there, guys.
Yeah.
So there's still 100 and I don't even know. Last I checked, 120, 130, 180, 500. I don't know what it is. 120, I believe, or 130. They're still there. Nobody's buying them. So until all 130 of those are sold, then I will enter into the draw. The bonus is that draw could happen 5 years from now, or it could happen 6 days from now. It's all up to you on how fast you guys get it out to your family and friends. And again, it's not like you're paying $50 for a raffle ticket. You're not. You're paying $50 for a sticker pack. The bonus is I'm going to give some shit away at the end of it all. So
lots.
You know what I mean? That's the bonus. Yeah. And I mean, when you talk about over $5,000 worth of giveaways, kayak with a built-in trolling motor, a Garmin unit, a rod and reel from Shimano, Plano tackle box full of goodies, 5 gift cards to my favorite stores. The value is there, and we don't push our stickers or our products on anyone, so this is why it's just kind of been coasting. But it's there. If you guys want to buy a sticker pack, by all means. I know a guy that's still, he put it on hold because he moved out to Ottawa. He needed to save some money, but he was buying it weekly. Every paycheck, this guy would send me, send $50 and buy a sticker pack and show up at my door. Moose, where's my sticker pack? And he's got a lot of sticker packs, guys. So he's definitely got an advantage. So Sean, I want to thank you for all that support. And Udall's been he wants that bad, boy. I bet you he's bought 50 out of the 75.
Come on.
I swear to you. No word of a lie. No word of a lie. Probably 40. You know, but he buys them all last year, every week, almost 52 weeks, almost 52 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are sticker packs still available. They are $50, 20 stickers for $50, which I think is a huge value these days. Stickers, one sticker costs you $5. So you're getting 20 for $50, and it's all our the original OFC logo, the original OFC Nation logo, the CFN logo, the new CFN logo, and then everyone who has thrown in love and support, they got a sticker in there as well. And then every one of the items that we've purchased for the draw, Shimano, Garmin, Plano, there's tons of stickers, 20 stickers for $50. And yeah, it's still there. It's still there. So if you go online, you can order your sticker pack, and I've even covered the cost of brought down the cost of shipping the sticker pack. So it is through snail mail. It's an additional $5 just to cover the cost of all that fun stuff. If you want to pick up in Oshawa, you can pick up in Oshawa. I might even do a pickup in at Jeff's house, his new residence. You never know. He doesn't know that yet, but I might convince him. But as far as programs and things like that, the OFC Nation VIP program that's being altered, that's one thing. Then the other thing is our good friends at Shimano have yet again come to the table with a bunch of goodies. So there's going to be some symmetry combos to give away. There's going to be there's a lot. So it's just a matter of engagement. If the engagement is there, then everybody you see will come to the table for more giveaways. If the engagement is not there, well, then they all kind of just hibernate. So we do our part, and we really hope that you guys are doing your part as well. Guys like Steve Shaw, my hat's off to you guys. A lot of the CFN family, you guys definitely do your part, and it is greatly appreciated. If there's more that I could do for you, I totally would. But it's a lot of work. You guys need to help Scotty and I out.
Everybody. Absolutely. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Give our best to Sean, and you guys, you stay classy, and we'll talk real soon, Moose. All the best, my friend.
All the best, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Take care. Yet another great show, guys, and I can't thank Ron Colaresi for coming on here from Toothy Critters, as well as Moose and our good buddy Bruce from Ugly Boys Baits. And again, when you see that post tomorrow, that picture, it'll be featured in our Friday segment as a Friday feature on CFN and OFC Nation. When you see it in the comments below, all you have to do is tag one bait store, tackle store, mom and pop shop that you would like to see Ugly Boys Baits in. Pump a little tires and win a little prize. And can't thank Ugly Boys Baits for stepping up to the plate and providing us a tackle pack for that prize. Till then, guys, all the best. Love you. You take care. We'll see you on Monday for sure with another edition of CFN Live. We'll have Yvonne on, who's going to be talking about an upcoming initiative that she's going to be doing, as well as the three gents, Jim, Lawrence, and Jay. They'll keep us up to date with all kinds of stuff that's going on in the angling community, as well as CFN itself. Until then, enjoy your weekend. For all those who walleye opener is opening up this weekend, I salute you. Have fun. Stay safe. Catch your limit. Limit your catch. And when you get a chance, those big fish, we keep talking about it. And I love promoting those release videos. Send them to me so that we can give you a little pat on the back that it's well-deserved. Those big fish, practice, catch, and release every chance you get. All the best, guys. You enjoy. Stay classy.